Last time on Damnation, right here at Comicstorian. All of Las Vegas was destroyed, and Doctor Strange struck a bargain that allowed the revival of every dead soul inside of Las Vegas. But there was a cost that came with that. Mephisto had launched Hotel Inferno in the middle of Las Vegas, and now that he was on Earth, he was starting to do a bunch of, hell things trying to fight everyone. He managed to take over the Avengers, turning them all into Ghost Riders. And then Wong, Doctor Strange's assistant, had to gather together a whole new batch of superheroes to save the day, including Ghost Rider, Iron Fist, Moon Knight, Blade, just to name a few. Before long, those heroes got split up, and they left to fight their own inner demons that hell was forcing on them, while the devil himself sat and watched, amused. What's more, Johnny Blaze was separated from the Ghost Rider, kicked out of a building to die again. The entire story will be linked down below. But if you want to know where you are, this is Comicstorian, where we tell some of the stories around your favorite pop culture heroes, be it a video game, movie, or comic book, and we break it down to a digestible bite, turning it into an audio drama. Now sit back, grab your popcorn, and enjoy. As Johnny fell out of the penthouse of the Hotel Inferno, he can see Mephisto's smile from that window. But Johnny wasn't falling to the ground outside. He was falling deeper than that. He was going straight to hell. Both he and the Rider slam into the ground, and the Rider gets up telling him, "Now that you're dead, there's no reason to stick around anymore." Johnny gets up telling him, "Wait!" And the Rider kicks him back, shouting, "No! I'm gonna do what I came here to do! Punish the guilty and make their souls burn!" Johnny looks at the horde of demons charging at him and he tells him, "Look, Spirit, buddy, we're only getting started here." The demons pile on, stabbing and kicking the both of them. But Johnny pulls the pitchfork in him and he yells, "If we're gonna get out of here, we have to work together, Rider!" The Rider sits up with two stakes in his eyes, stating, "I control my own destiny now! No more being dragged along by those foolish human missions!" Johnny pulls the Rider out from under the demons, telling him, "Look, you may be a spirit of vengeance, but without a host, you're just a weapon without a pair of hands to use you. As much as it sucks, we need each other." The Rider jumps up, burning the stakes in his eyes, flailing his chain whip, asking, "What do I get for my cooperation?" Johnny tells him, "You get the best reward. You get to spit in Mephisto's face and walk away to tell the tale. Besides, who else is gonna fight in the giant arena up ahead?" As the two pass the gates, Johnny says, "We gotta merge back." But the Rider tells him, "No! If you want that, you'll have to prove yourself to me. The guy right over there is dripping with sin. Kick that sinner's ass and then we'll talk." Johnny looks at the seemingly ordinary man as he fixes his glasses, but a second later, Johnny is launched across the arena into a wall. He dusts himself off, walking back over to the sinner, and the man starts to punch into him again. Johnny waits for a moment after the man finishes, and then smiles as his wounds close up, and he snaps the man's arm in two. And the Rider tells him, "About time! I'm starved!" While the Rider feeds on the sinner's soul, Johnny climbs into the stands, telling him, "I hoped everyone enjoyed the show, but I got an offer a lot of you are gonna have a hard time saying no to. The plan is to storm the gates of Mephisto's castle and plant myself right on that throne. While Mephisto is out doing whatever it is that he's doing, we can take advantage of the situation. You all seem a little bored. Who's in?" All of the demons in front of him stare, and then one of them tells him, "With all due respect, hell no. Unlike you, we live here. We aren't about to just go and make the ruler here angry." The giant elephant man then says, "That actually sounds like fun. What do we gotta do?" And then another demon laughs, stating, "There are 7 circles between us and the castle, even more punishing than the last. All stalked by the dread Typhon, son of Earth and Hell. Plus, there's little old Cerebri over there. If you survive all of that, there's a final room, a place where one's worst fears come to life, bigger and badder than ever before. So good luck with all of that, human." The first demon tosses Johnny a piece of paper, telling him that even now, thousands of souls are swarming to protect Mephisto's throne. They're all hoping to brown-nose their way out of suffering. Here it is going to be tremendously painful. So by all means, take this crudely drawn map. The two then begin to make their way to Mephisto's castle, fighting off the demon horde every step of the way. First on the endless stretch of highway, then over the lava pits, and finally into the city, or at least what resembles a city. But here the two are faced with the one thing that Johnny hoped to avoid: Typhon, the son of Earth and Hell. The Rider says, "It sounds like you're actually scared. It's just a machine." And Johnny tells him, yeah, well, maybe, but that thing will be chewing on you for a millennia before it spits you out. We gotta stop this, together. Just imagine how much it'll hurt these Hellions when we give them the penance stare because they're trying to save us. The rider asks, can I do it as many times as I want? And Johnny says, sure, all you can eat. The rider tells him, fine, take the wheel. Let's go kill a truck. Once Johnny jumps back into the Ghost Rider body, he whips the chain up, grabbing onto the flying demon and swings over to the side. As he lands, he sits on the giant Elephant Man's shoulders, telling him, oh, you came! And the Elephant Man tells him, yeah, really don't have much to lose here, so why not? As Typhon spins back around, Johnny tells him, get ready. This is gonna hurt a bit. The Elephant Man tells him, you aren't gonna be the one to be hurting. Soon the Elephant Man bursts into flames and charges into the massive Typhon, aiming straight for the steps of Mephisto's castle. But before going any further, the Elephant Man sets Johnny down, telling him, I'm gonna go outside and play with the three-headed dogs. Ain't nothing in that castle I need. Johnny walks up and kicks the front door, stating, knock, knock! I'm here to get this over with. As Johnny walks up the stairs, he remembers what the demon said before. If he can survive crossing the circles, there will be one final room. He turns back to his human form, telling the rider, give me a second. I gotta do this one on my own. There's a reason that Johnny took on this mission, though. He knew that he would die. He knew that he would have to face his own fears. But that's the thing. If you had seen what he's seen, you wouldn't be afraid of anything. He's just a kid of a hick carny who wound up tied to the saddle of a monster. Gone up against the worst things ever thrown at him. What the hell does he have to be afraid of anymore? Johnny pulls back the curtains, walking into Mephisto's throne, turning back into the Ghost Rider. He sits down and a crown of fire appears over his head. Was that it? Was it that easy? Maybe Mephisto wanted this. Maybe he's happy to pass the reins on for a bit. A demon walks up, kneeling before Johnny, stating, all of this is yours now. Tell me what to do. Johnny shrugs, stating, there are some things worse than death, and now I rule over all of them. Meanwhile, back out of the streets of the Vegas Strip, a certain ghostly dog jumps into the shell of a body of a certain doctor. The first thing Bats notice after possessing Dr. Strange, I have thumbs now! Those are fun! And Wong yells, good boy, how long are you able to hold out? But Bats begins to look into Strange's mind and tell him, I'm not sure, it's pretty bad in here. He thinks he's fighting off Ghost Riders with Scarlet Witch and Loki of all people. Let's try shaking him loose and see what happens. Bats walks through the fight, calling out to Strange, asking, what's going on in here? And Strange asks, can't you see? The end of the world is nigh. This isn't the time to. And Bats tells him, no, listen, this isn't real. Mephisto has your soul and has put you in some kind of demonic simulation thing. You're actually fighting your friends in the real world. Strange asks, why would I believe something like? But just then he's hit by the flaming arrow from Hawkeye. And as he stands there on fire, everything fades and Dr. Strange sighs, telling him, I should have seen that. Loki and Wanda coming to save me? Clea? If I wasn't half dead, I'd be impressed. Bats then says, okay, everything is white. How do we leave? Strange then says, honestly, I don't have that answer. Each possession's a bit different. We appear to be in some kind of nether realm. Bats tells him, great. I knew I could count on the Sorcerer Supreme to explain a magic thing. So Strange sighs, well, you aren't the first person to be let down. I've had an extraordinarily terrible year, so... But Bat shouts, really? Because my owner and best friend of 16 years had a heart attack and died, leaving me in a shelter. Then I was adopted 2 more times, abandoned at a magical vet's clinic, and got turned into a spy, and then I died and got brought back as a ghost by an actual god. But now I'm stuck in some soul prison with a mopey magician who can't pull his head out of his butt to help save his friends who are here to save him. Not to mention, I'm also an autopilot with your body fighting off the dark forces. Yeah, my bad. You've had a tough year. Please go on. The two sit in silence for a moment and Strange reaches out, petting Bat's head, telling him, I'm sorry. Do you want to get out of here? Bat asks, do you have a plan? And Strange tells him, nope. But while you were yelling, a giant door appeared with a blinking neon light that says exit written on it. The two begin to walk towards it and Bat says, you know it's a trap, right? And Strange tells him, yeah, I know. They walk through and they see rows and rows of people standing at slot machines and Bats then says, this is pretty on brand for Mephisto, huh? Strange looks at everyone, stating that these must be the souls that Mephisto has imprisoned. All of these machines are rigged. They won't ever be able to. But then Strange stops, seeing Clea standing at one of the machines. He starts running towards her with Bats yelling, wait, it's a trap! And Strange yells that must be Wong's inside man. And Bats says, no, Wong's inside man was that Spider-Man in the hoodie. Clea ain't part of this. She isn't even real. But Strange shouts, no, she needs me. But Clea's slot machine dings with a loss and a portal opens up, sucking her up along with Strange and Bats. Once the two land, Bats asks, where are we? And Strange tells him, it's okay. This is the necrotic subrealm. I've been to one of these before. He looks around to see Clea floating there, and as he reaches out towards her, a tentacle whips out, grabbing a hold of her. Bats then shouts, what's that thing? And soon an eye opens up, shouting, it is I, Lord of the Nothing Realm, Conqueror of the Midnight, Devourer God of the Eternal Ever Was. I, Shuma Gorath, now burn! A Shuma Gorath fires a concentrated beam down on Strange. He shields him, and Bat says, this doesn't make any sense. Gorath doesn't belong here. Soon the shield gives way, burning away Strange's arm, and he shouts to Bats, get out of here! I have to save Clea! Bats just tells him, I'm not going anywhere without you. We have to figure out. But Shuma Gorath attacks again, but before the beam could hit, Thor steps in to protect Strange, yelling, I say thee nay. Strange asks, how is she? And a hand reaches down telling him, it's impressive, huh? We kinda need to hurry. So, on your feet. Strange looks back at where the female voice is coming from and asks if that's Jane. Thor continues to absorb the blast, stating, yes, by all means, the mighty Thor shall handle this monstrosity for as long as you need so that you can have a wonderfully casual talk. Strange says that he doesn't understand. How are you here? And Jane waves her arm, stating, that's crazy, right? We all fell for the same bait. Strange asks, who's we? And another voice tells him, you're an Avenger. You're never alone. Black Panther, Falcon, Hawkeye, and Captain Marvel all step out. And Black Panther says, there will be time for celebration and reunion later once we kill this monster. Captain Marvel asks, how about it? You want to get rowdy with an Elder God in a necrotic soul prison? Strange looks back, telling him, hell yeah, I do. And as everyone's attacks seemingly do nothing to Shuma Gorath, there is one that blinds him. Shuma Gorath shouts in pain, shouting, I will be back! I will return! And Strange yells for him, wait! But then another voice tells him that he should be thanking him. Strange looks back, stating, oh god, Dormammu? Dormammu stands on a cliff, telling him, it's nice to see you again. Now, if you don't mind, what do you say we all get the hell out of here? However, while Doctor Strange escapes the necrotic subrealm, back at the Hotel Inferno, Iron Fist runs into the locker room to find Orson Randall after his most recent fight. Iron Fist hugs Orson, and Orson says, please tell me in the time that I've been gone that you didn't get yourselves killed. Iron Fist tells him no, not for a lack of trying though, but you're supposed to be dead. And Orson laughs, yeah, I know, I was there too. But if there's one thing that I can say about the experience, being dead ain't no picnic. Iron Fist then asks, what is all of this about? Why are you fighting? And Orson tells him, because the devil made me an offer. 24 fights in 24 hours. If I'm still standing in the end, I get my soul back. Unless Mephisto pulls a fast one, which he is the devil, so there's that. Iron Fist then asks, how are you holding up? And just as Orson says that he's still standing, a voice calls out, indeed he is, and the crowd is loving it. Just then a flashy-looking demon walks in and Iron Fist asks, is that Decay? Orson asks, have you met? Iron Fist tells him, yeah, once before. Decay smiles, telling him, you seem to be in a combative mood here today. Perhaps I can interest you in joining the competition. There must be someone you miss, right? Someone who passed away. What if Mephisto could bring them back? All you have to do is fight. Orson steps between the two, stating, the kid's not interested. What are you doing here anyway? Decay scoffs, telling Orson, you're doing the ring for your next fight. Better get out there and put on a show. As the three leave for the ring, Fat Cobra asks, why don't we just knock off that demon's head and break out of here? Orson tells him it wouldn't matter. Decay is just an underling. Mephisto's the one holding the deed to my soul. I just gotta play by the rules for a little bit longer. As Orson steps into the ring, the announcer shouts that the Kai champion, the outcast of Kunlun, will be fighting Zadkiel's bad boy, the mouth of the South, Deacon. As the bell is rung, a large man runs in, cracking Orson in the face, sending him straight into the ground. Fat Cobra yells for him to get back up. One cannot fight while on their back! Orson gets up, kicking Deacon across the face, but after shaking it off, Deacon goes back in, beating Orson down. Orson crawls up to his knees, saying, just get it over with already. And Deacon tells him, of course. As Deacon gets close, Orson charges up his fist and hits Deacon with an explosive iron fist. The bell rings, and the announcer shouts their winner, by knockout. Still undefeated after 11 fights, Orson Iron Fist Randall! Orson spits out a mouthful of blood onto the mat, and Iron Fist runs in, stating, you are in rough shape. You need some time to recuperate. Orson laughs, kid, time ain't something I got. After what seemed like only moments in the locker room, the announcer comes in, stating that the next challenger is on deck, Mr. Randall. Orson feels his body tense up as he stands, telling Iron Fist that there's only one way he's getting out of this, and he ain't going back. Just keep an eye on his back and make sure nothing bad happens. As the three walk out of the locker room, a demon tells him that he's afraid that isn't possible. Decay requested Daniel and Fat Cobra's presence. Orson says that they can tell Decay that he can wait until after the fight, but the demon tells him, "I'm sorry if what I said sounded like less than a command." Iron Fist pats Orson on the back, telling him it'll be fine. They'll just go see what Decay has to say. A few moments later, Iron Fist and Fat Cobra head up to Decay's office and ask what do they want. Decay smiles, stating that they already know what he wants. He wants them to fight! Iron Fist asks why. Why would I do that? What would I even get? And Decay laughs, "Oh, you sound like a man with a proposition. Go on." Iron Fist tells him, "I'll fight for Orson. Let him go and give back his soul. If I lose, then you keep my soul. If I win, when I win, all of us walk out of here for free." Decay thinks for a moment and then says, "That is a generous offer, but one that I will have to decline. However, I do have a counter-offer. Fat Cobra should recognize the lovely woman next to him, right? It is his very own mother who died giving birth to Fat Cobra's impressive heft. Maybe Fat Cobra would like to get reacquainted with her while we all watch the next fight." Down below, Orson walks into the ring and the announcer reads off the next challenger. His opponent, recently returning from a long stint in hell, Kunlun's very own forgotten child, the one that they call Death Sting. Iron Fist looks in horror. No. The opponent takes down her hood, and the announcer shouts, "Miranda Randakai!" Iron Fist turns back yelling, "That's my sister!" And Decay smiles, "Anyone can fight for the soul, just as I said before." Iron Fist charges up the almighty Iron Fist, and before he can swing, a demon tackles him and a fight breaks out. Iron Fist and Fat Cobra easily take care of the pack of demons, with Iron Fist yelling, "Stop the damn fight!" But Decay bursts out laughing, asking, "Did you think that we weren't prepared for this? I got thousands of demons in the stables. However, if you wish to save Miranda and Fat Cobra's mother, then you just have to fight for me." Iron Fist asks, who would he have to fight? And Decay tells him, "You're not really in a position to ask questions. You simply say yes or no, but you must answer quickly. The fight has already begun!" And that concludes part 3 of our Damnation coverage. We've only got one more part left. What is going to happen? So, like I said at the beginning, here's a little more of a quicker recap if you're wondering what's going on. All of our heroes have been separated and they're all basically fighting in hell right now. Ghost Rider just became the king of hell. Doctor Strange is currently fighting with Dormammu to get out of hell. Iron Fist is going to have to fight to save his sister. And in case you forgot from our last episode, Scarlet Spider is also in this, and he's currently dealing with, should he be a bad guy working for Mephisto. So if you want to know the conclusion to Damnation, learn how all of this goes, then you need to subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bell. We're going to be rushing to the finale very soon. I know we left you waiting. I'm trying to finish these all up, get all of our current series hanging out so you guys can enjoy them, and we'll wrap all of this up and move on to the next stories right here at Comicstorian. Thank you so much for your continued support. Without you guys, we wouldn't exist, and I'll see you next time right here.